Hey everyone, it's Cindy at Dear Mom Reads and Writes. Welcome back to this channel where today I just wanted to come on quickly and wish you a happy Halloween and let you know, talk about one of my favorite horror, scary writers of all time, between candy bars, because yeah, I'm about to hand out candy and I wanted to sample, got to make sure it's safe. So I've been doing that. It's at the library giving out candy. It's just been a really busy day and it's been so much fun. But I did want to come on and say hello to you. I hope you're having a wonderful Halloween. By the time this goes live, it'll be Monday. So I hope you have the best weekend ever. If you enjoy and celebrate the holiday like I do, I'll be watching scary movies like I have been. Not so much. I'm kind of saving the best for now or tonight, the next few days, spilling over into the weekend. So anyway, without further ado or babbling on this Halloween, All Hallows Eve, I wanted to talk about Shirley Jackson. If you haven't read Shirley Jackson, I urge you to do. If you do like horror, she is, I would say, the queen of Gothic fiction in our modern era. Well, 20th century, let's say. If you haven't heard of her, I hope this is the first. If you haven't heard of her, I'm going to mention a few of her books to dip your toe in the water. I was first introduced to her by her short story, The Lottery, in high school, which blew me away. It is incredibly, she was so good at creating atmosphere and eerie community, kind of underlying murky what's going on in this town, this community, this house. So I read that short story in high school and absolutely loved her. Her writing is so beautiful, so tight, and also darkly witty. So I urge you, The Lottery and Other Stories is a great collection of her short stories. The Lottery, of course, being incredible. Actually, that was first published in the New Yorker, I think, back in 49. Yeah, she was born in 1916. So they were bombarded with letters when that story was published. More letters, I think, than they had ever received on any other piece in their brilliant magazine. And so it launched, she started out really slow. Her husband, when she got married, he was a professor and, had a family and busy and mom, but she had been writing for a long time by the time that was published. And so, yeah, if you haven't read that short story, I do love short stories. And of course, I was already in love with Edgar Allan Poe and all those short stories, The Fall of the House of Usher, Mask of the Red Death. I mean, so many. And I had read those before I was introduced to Shirley Jackson. So I already love that vehicle, the short story. They're so tight and so, especially with horror, Gothic fiction. I mean, to be able to convey that eerie, sinister murk lying beneath the surface in so few words is astounding to me. So anyway, yeah, if you haven't read that, I urge you to try it. It's a short, eerie story. I would say it was terrifying when you get to the end, which I'm not going to give any spoilers away. But maybe, there's been some conjecture what inspired that story. So little backward on her life, going backward a little bit in this video about her life. She was married. I'm not going to get into all the details. There is a great biography that I read called Shirley Jackson, A Rather Haunted Life by Ruth Franklin. And I think the movie Shirley was inspired. It's sort of a fictional account of her life, but check it out. Elizabeth Moss is in it. I think that came out about 5 years ago. But anyway, I'll let the biography kind of speak to a lot of her life. But generally, she was married, and then her husband was a professor at Bennington College and so they lived in North Bennington, Vermont. So small town. She grew up in California, but then they moved to New York State. She went to college to Syracuse University, I think. Check notes. Anyway, met her future husband. They got married. He got this position. So they lived in this small town in Vermont. And I think there was somewhat of an adjustment period. They had also lived in New York City, or they did before or after. I'm not sure, or both. Anyway, so that maybe inspired that story. I'm not sure, but it is well worth the read. So I read that, and then read probably her most famous is The Haunting of Hill House. There have been movies made about that novel, several. There was a great series, a few, feel like it was during lockdown, Haunting of Hill House. They made what do they call it? Anyway, it was a TV series that was really well done. But the book is it's so layered. Basically, this group of people gather at this house. A psychologist, psychiatrist finds these people, sends out, I don't know, some sort of test anyway. And these people gather in this house that supposedly has paranormal activity, or something weird is going on. And it's just so creepy and wonderful and psychological. So that book I love. And then the ever brilliant We Have Always Lived in the Castle. Another series was made out of that. I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago. I did not see that, so I can't comment on that. But the book is, again, about this family in a house. So kind of similar theme in a way. And these two sisters who live in this house, and they're sort of shunned from their community. And the story starts to unravel about maybe what happened there and why there's no one else in the family around. And oh my God, the writing is just so good. She was such a good writer, so great at creating this murky, brilliant things going on beneath the surface kind of writer. And I feel like she's often not maybe as celebrated as she should be, maybe, by some, but not by everyone. And I would certainly love, that's why I'm getting on here on Halloween, to say, yay, Shirley Jackson. Please read her if you haven't, give it a try. The other thing I want to say is she also wrote some nonfiction about her life and her family in Vermont. They are laugh out loud funny. The first one was Life Among the Savages. I think that's the right title. Yes, that one had me literally laughing out loud about her learning how to drive a car. I mean, just so funny, raising her. I think she had 4 children, and the day-to-day life of being a woman in, the 50s. Sadly, she died early in 1965. But a 1950s housewife and mother and, cook and writer and being a woman of that generation. And that book and the sequel, Raising Demons, is funny as well. I love the first one better, Life Among the Savages, but Raising Demons carries on their life in the house. And these scenes that come up are just hysterically funny. So her nonfiction is so good as well. So anyway, this is a short video today to talk about Shirley Jackson and to wish you all a happy Halloween. I am reading a lot of other scary things these days. I'm just checking my notes, but I haven't gone and reread Shirley Jackson. I think this is the first year or Halloween season that I haven't done that. So I've kind of been led down the rabbit hole watching other BookTube people I adore, recommending horror that I haven't read before. So right now I'm reading a folk horror. So it's folklore, and it takes place in sort of 16 something witchy trial, Massachusetts kind of, and it's very eerie, but I'll talk about that in another time. I've read some other spooky things. Some I liked, some were I didn't, love. But that's the story for another time. So Shirley Jackson, please let me know in the comments if you have read and what you think of her books. And if you haven't, give The Lottery a try. It's a short story, so it won't take long to read it. And I swear it blew me away. It blows me away when I read it again, even though I know the story. I know what happens. The way she crawls, but then boom, you're at the end. I can't even describe her writing. It's so good. So yeah, let me know what you think. Shirley Jackson, Halloween, all the things. Happy Halloween, everyone. I can't believe we're already into this, it's October 31st, and bing, bang, boom, it'll be like Happy New Year. But in between, we have, the Thanksgiving season and Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and so many wonderful happenings going on. Keep all of us very, very busy, but I keep reading, and I think I'm kind of winding down on this horror thing, and I don't know what I'm going to read next. I haven't decided, but having talked about Shirley Jackson today, I'm sure I'll go back and read The Lottery. Maybe not one of the novels, but I am kind of winding down on the horror. I feel like I've kind of okay, it's time to move on. I do like so many other things, literary fiction, historical fiction. I feel like I'm ready for some historical fiction. Not sure what yet. I have a couple of books on the shelf already, so let me know what you think. I hope you have a happy Halloween, and I hope that all is well where you are. Please let me know in the comments what you think of Shirley Jackson, if you've read her, if you're not, all the things. And we'll talk again soon. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye now. Take care.